your head and you get in my head, and like co-workers, friends, and everybody else.
Right.
And that's a hard pill to swallow when you got friends and loved ones and they going sideways.
Right.
And they're trying to drag you down with them.
Yeah.
And they're trying to kill your spirit, kill your vibe.
Right.
It's hard to put up with because you love these people, and sometimes you got to disassociate yourself.
Right.
Until you got to work on you, because I can't help you if I'm like this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't understand that. But it's the truth. If I'm financially broke, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Because we need to get ahead, and then one of us got to get ahead to help the other one. If I'm in a better place, spiritually, financially, whatever, I can't help you. Emotionally, you're emotionally.
Shalom, fam. Climb on in.
Right.
And we do that too often. I think we overextend ourselves because we love everybody. We neglect working on self. We do too often. I'm guilty of it. I know how you work. I know how y'all guilty of it as well. Sometimes I think I don't know. Maybe I have better handle on it than I, but I know I fall victim to that quite often.
We help when we do that. It'd be like we get energy from each other.
We do.
Thanks.
We do. You know but we also have the emotional vampires sometimes that we're trying to help because we love this emotional vampire and they just sucking us dry.
Right.
And then when you ain't around, so I can't really get at you.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're yelling around, I can't get at them. I need help. Sometimes we need help. And sometimes we're so scattered. Or we saw like we need to gather amongst each other. Like that we can also do that and hold each other accountable for our actions. So it ain't me just trying to help this brother out. It's us trying to help this brother out.
Yeah.
It ain't just you trying to help this brother out. It's us. It ain't just Yuri. It's us. It ain't just Malaki, YAH'KI. It's us. Not just Julie. It's us. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to do it. The sooner the better.
Hey, look, we gotta hurry up because it's up and I 2:12 it says, gather yourself together, O ye nation not desired, before that great day of the Lord. So that's what. So yeah, I didn't want to put that on there, but I know
push Shalom, bro.
You know,
bro.
Yeah, man. It's good seeing you though. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
All praise the Most High.
Is Junior here?
He's not. It's just me and the real. That's it.
Oh,
and then we're gonna get it started here in about 4 minutes, fam.
Most I will not see him sooner than
about 4 minutes.
Soon.
All praises. All praises.
Everything, things happen.
All praises. I'm also I'm back on Facebook, so I seen him on Facebook. I'm gonna go ahead and send him an invite.
See him on Instagram. You think he's swole?
You think he's swole? Shalom, family. Let me go ahead and shout some of my people out. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, man. I know there's more people out there, man. Let us know who's up in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know who's in the building over her. You know.
Over her.
Shalom, I push. What is that? Haba Yahudah. Shalom. Mahogany Graham. Shalom.
Mahogany. I think it's mahogany.
Okay. Let me know, my brother, how biz down, man. You local pull up. Kasiya, Shalom. Todd Tully.
Shalom.
How biz down, Shalom to you and your family. Tuvaya, Yisrael, Yahu. You got to ask, my brother. Shalom. Corey Thomas. Shalom. Aisha Frazier. Shalom, my sister. Shalom. Malak Israel. Yahu. Shalom. Mina J. Shalom is thou. Mina J been with us for a long time, hasn't she? Faithful sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She said, I've been with you through thick and thin.
Kind. That's right.
That's what it's all about.
And that's right. You know, we can't be jumping from families to families, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, just because somebody might say something that you don't like. You know what I mean? Come on now. You know, your mama said some things that you didn't like.
We still rock
40
with
years
mama.
ago. You know what I'm saying? You still rock with her. You know? So told our Rabbi Mina J for being a faithful sister. You know what I'm saying? We love you indeed in the truth. Solomon Mack, yeah, you right here. I see it, man. You know what I mean? Drove all the way down here from the Carolinas.
Right.
You know what I mean? But hey,
Nehemiah, we read whole chapters, Nehemiah. Come on up here, bro.
You know, Nehemiah, he probably
Bro always say you're always reading whole
Tell him
chapters.
pull up. And he always talking that. Pull up.
Pull up, man. You understand? I got my brother with me. Ain't no, we gonna jump your big self now, boy. Yeah. But and that was an excellent class that you and our brother Malachi Mack did last night. That was excellent, and it was greatly needed. Queen Kings, Proverbs 31. Shalom, my sister. You know, would love to see your face sooner than later. You and the children. August Dreams. Shalom, my sister. Shalom. NehemiYAH. AKA Slim.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm talking mess now, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking mess. I got my brother right here, Solomon Mack, man. You understand me in the building. Praise. I feel good when I see my brothers, man. I get juice, man. You know, that's why it says two can take over. How many can two of us whoop?
1,000.
1,000?
10,000.
10,000? 1,000? 10,000? Well, then shoot, there it is there. I can understand it. You know what I'm saying? In our righteousness, we go, boy, look. But anywho, we have a great lesson that our brother Uriel has put together. Get your napkins and let's eat on the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, for tonight. We also know the vibration that's going out in the Americas right now, how they continue to kill us. You know, they might have lost their jobs, but they haven't lost their life. You know, there's a lot of people that's saying that revenge is mine, saith the Lord. Turn the other cheek, and things of that nature. Let's put all that into perspective, you know, and also remember that, you know, it was your mama or your dad that got brutally beaten down, you know what I'm saying, or choked out by the police. You know, would you be still singing that out?
No.
Oh, turn the other cheek. You know, pray for your enemies. So, you know, let's put that into perspective, y'all. You know, let's continue to pray for the downfall of this wicked beast system. And remember, you know, the title of this lesson. The title of this lesson. You know, there's a wisdom in a little.
Thanks.
There's wisdom in a little. All right.
Yeah, with that being said, family, Shalom, Miss Dowell. We're gonna open up with, you got songs?
Solomon, you
got songs?
bro?
Anybody in the chat got a songs y'all want us to open up with? NehemiYAH?
I was gonna say Psalms 23.
All right, we're gonna open up with Psalms 23. All right, come on. The Most High's permission, we're gonna open up with Psalms 23.
Alrighty.
All right, we're gonna end it with 17. Brute got 17, so we're gonna end it with 17. We're gonna open up with 23. We're gonna end it with 17.
Psalm 7.
No, we already got it.
Well, Psalm 7.
Okay, what's Psalm 7? The Most High's permission to get.
Oh Yah, my Elohim, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me, lest he tear my soul like a lion, rending it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. None, not a deliverer. Oh Yah, my Elohim, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. Let the enemy persecute my soul and take it. Yea, let him tread down my life upon the earth and lay my honor in the dust. Selah.
Selah.
O rise, O Elohim, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of my enemies, and await for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. for their sake. Therefore return thou on high. The Most High shall judge the people. Judge me, O Yahweh, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that's in me. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous Elohim tried the hearts and reins. My defense is in the Most High, is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. Yahweh judges the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Judges is a righteous judge. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrow against the persecutors. Behold, he traveled with iniquity, and have conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise the Most High. Verse 17. I will praise the Most High according to his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Elohim Most High. Hallelujah. Selah. Yo. This was difficult. I never had seen all this stuff right here. See this stuff right there?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is that?
It's just like,
Yeah, I was like,
With that being said, family, we're going to open this up with Matthew chapter 5. We're going to start in verse 14 through 20.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 through 20.
Yeah, Matthew chapter 5, 14 through 20. Let me share my screen. So it's this one, right? This one?
Yeah, it's that one.
Right,
Unless you want
so,
it to be not you being seen, it'd be that one.
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so Matthew chapter 5, we're going to start at verse 14.
Matthew 5, verse 14.
So start at verse 13. Come on.
Okay. Matthew 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
All right.
But if the salt have lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted?
Or its flavor, right?
It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men.
Right. So don't lose your flavor. Don't lose your flavor. Come on. You're the salt of the earth. Like nothing tastes good without salt. You can season your meat or your vegetables. If you don't put salt in it, it doesn't have that taste or it doesn't have that kick to it. Nothing, the flavors doesn't stand out. All right. Come on.
Ye are the light of the world.
You're the what?
Ye are the light of the world.
Come on.
A city that's set on a hill cannot be hid.
Come on.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Abba which is in heaven.
Come on.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
So let you know he ain't come to destroy the law. So that whole doctrine that the law is done away with, he's telling you, I didn't come to destroy the law, nor the prophets. So everything that the prophets had wrote about the Messiah, him coming into the flesh, he was manifesting through his walk. He was fulfilling that when he was down here on earth. That's what he was fulfilling. Come on.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Break one of these what?
One of these least commandments.
So if you break one of these least commandments, right? Like what? Lying.
Right.
He said, look, if you break one of the least commandments, and that's something that's little, right? If he's comparing it to least, he's saying it's little. The commandments are, this gives you life. I'm not saying that the commandments are little. He just saying if you break one of these least commandments, right? Come on.
And shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
It said, look, you have to do them. It said do and teach them, right? Our people, we learn from, we're visual people. We learn from vision. We have to see somebody doing something. That's how we learn. Some people learn by hearing. Some people learn by seeing. But Israel as a whole seems like we are a people that have to see stuff in order to believe it. In order to believe it, you have to see it. If I tell you I got $1,000 in my pocket right now, you wouldn't believe me unless I showed it to you.
That's right.
You like, let me see it. I don't believe you. Let me see it. I have to see it. So it says those that teach people to break the commandments will be the least in the kingdom. He's saying, these people won't be in the kingdom if you're teaching people to break the commandments. Verse 20.
For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees,
right,
ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
But remember, they was telling people they're supposed to keep the commandments, but they wasn't keeping the commandments.
Right.
Our righteousness have to exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees. I just wanted to go there really quick. So make sure your righteousness is exceeding the righteousness of the Pharisees. All right, so we're going to go to Luke chapter 9. Luke chapter 9. We're going to start on verse 46. Unless you see somewhere that you want to start. But we're going to start on 46 through 48.
Luke chapter 9, verse 46. Then there are...
My fault, family. Just trying to get used to this computer. All right, so Luke chapter 9, verse 46. What did it say?
Yes, sir. Then there arose a reasoning among them.
Right.
Which of them should be greatest?
Should be the what?
Should be greatest.
So now we got the disciples, right? They talking to each other, seeing who gonna be the greatest when the Messiah leaves, right? What did he say?
And Yahushua, perceiving the thoughts of their heart, took a child.
All right, he took a what?
Took a child.
Right, so this child is a babe, right? He's younger than all of them. He took a baby. He's trying to tell them something through a child. Come on.
And set him by him, and said unto them,
right,
whosoever shall receive this child in my name,
in my what?
In my name,
right,
receiveth me. And whosoever shall receive me, receiveth him that sent me.
Come on.
For he that is least among you all.
Him that is what?
Least among you all.
Right.
The same shall be great.
So it's saying, those that are least among you, those are the ones that's going to be great. Those are the great men. Those that are least among you. You got to think about, if you look at script for what it is, a lot of people who were least among anybody ended up becoming great men. That's just right. like Joseph. He was the youngest son. He ended up becoming a great man. All right. He ended up being down in Egypt, becoming the right-hand man of Pharaoh down in Egypt. And when his family came down there, he had his family back.
That's right.
Just like when David, he was the least among Jesse's sons. So when he came to get one of the sons so he can anoint them. He anointed David. David was the youngest one.
Right.
He was the least in his father's house, and he was anointed.
Right.
So that was a great man. There's many examples. We're going to show you least men end up becoming great men. Just want to go there for that real quick. So we're going to go to, thank you. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 30. We just going to go to Matthew 19, verse 30. We're going to hit one verse, and then we're going to go to Matthew 18. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 19, just one verse.
Matthew chapter 19.
Yeah, verse 30. We're just going to hit one verse.
Verse 30.
Yeah.
I got to read 29. Man.
Okay, we're going to read 29.
I got to read 29.
Man, this computer. That's so Matthew chapter 19, verse 29 through 30.
Right. Well, no, it's 29 is gonna. It's not on the same flow of.
Now, come on.
Okay, I'll just still read 29 then. And everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters,
Right.
or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake.
For who?
For my name's sake.
So everything that we do, we have to do for his name's sake. When we are forsaking something, even forsaking yourself.
Right.
Like denying yourself each and every day. Denying the flesh every day.
Right.
Not just Monday or not just Tuesday, not just when, every single day. That's why Paul said, look, I die daily. He killed himself every single day. Every day he died. Whether it was through, he felt like he was dying through men who was trying to kill him, or he was sacrificing himself every day for the gospel.
Right.
Come on.
Shall receive an hundredfold.
Shall receive what?
An hundredfold.
So look, this is just a little. Your family, when none of this means that is compared to the kingdom of God, like your house, your wife, your brothers, your children, all that is little compared to the kingdom of God. He said, look, if you forsake all this for my name's sake, you're going to receive a hundredfold.
And shall inherit everlasting life.
Because he gives everlasting life. Come on.
But many that are first
Right.
shall be last.
Come on.
And the last shall be first.
So look, letting you know, those that are least shall be first. And those that are first shall be last. So it's good to have little. It's wise in little numbers, family. All right, so we're going to go to Matthew chapter 18.
Yeah, because when you do have a lot, when you do have a little actually, and somebody takes the little that you have, it ain't like they took a lot because you only had a little.
Right, you only had a little. And it's like, and you think about it, it's like, look, somebody take $1 from you, you like, I ain't tripping. Like, it's just a little dollar. You know, you ain't tripping off. It's like, it's a little dollar. But somebody take a lot from you, well, you be ready to go to war.
Right.
You be ready to war for the empty the shells of everybody.
I'm just a kill him. I'm just a kill him. You know.
But
Matthew
look,
chapter 18.
yeah.
Verse 1.
Verse 1.
All right. Matthew 18, verse 1.
Come on.
At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua.
And look, notice these are the disciples, right? And remember with the Messiah, man, he started off with 70 disciples. And he ended up with 12. Right? He ended up with the least number. Then he ended up losing one. Then with him losing that one, now he got these other disciples, and his numbers was even stronger through the 11 disciples who he had left. Shalom, bro. Come on.
Saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Lock the door.
And Yahushua called a little child unto him,
Right.
and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you,
Right.
except ye be converted.
Be what?
Be converted and become as little children.
Become as what?
Become as little children.
Now grown men.
Become as little children.
Come on.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Because the little children, they want to be taught. You always see children. Children wants to be taught all the time. Like your daughter, I know she love being taught. My children love being taught. They said, look, unless you be like little children to enter into the kingdom of heaven, come on.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Where's fruit?
As become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Come on.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself.
Shall what?
Shall humble himself.
Right.
As this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
So let you know, we have to be humble. We have to be little children when it comes to the walk. We have to be men in understanding, but little children when it comes to the walk. Being willing to talk, being taught. When you and your brother have differences, being able to put that aside and keep it pushing. You see kids all the time. Like I watch my children all the time. I learn through my children. I watch them argue with each other for 15 minutes, leave the room, come back. Now they all playing with the same toy.
And that's how we gotta act.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how we gotta be. You know, and we gotta remember too, you know, HaMashiach washed Judas's feet. You know, and he knew that Judas was going to betray him, but he still washed his feet. You know, we on the other hand, a brother might do a slight against us. You know, it might be a slight, but we hold on to that dang grudge.
Yeah, you hold on to it. Yeah.
And that right there grows into a cancerous form inside our own soul. And then before you know it, we start spreading that out to other brothers and sisters.
But notice it started small.
Right.
It started off little, and then it became big. It became super big. That's why the little things, we have to pay attention to the littlest things, man. The littlest things goes the furthest way.
Right.
That's what we're trying to show tonight. The littlest things go the furthest way. Like that little thing can straight cause you and your brother to stray, or it could just cause you to even not forgive your brother.
Right.
You know, the script tell you forgive each other our faults or whatnot, but you holding on to this little thing that he done said 7 years ago. Now you know holding on to it. It started off as a marble. Now it's a boulder. Now it's hard to get rid of. You're constantly thinking about it. It's like, look, let it go. You should have been let that little bitty thing go. Come on.
Verse 5. And whoso received one such little child in my name,
come on,
receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones,
right,
which believe in me,
come on,
it were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck,
come on,
and that he was drowned in the depths of the sea.
So a lot of, just like in those what's those churches, them Catholic churches, they're touching little boys. They tell you like it was better if a millstone be tied around your neck than you to touch any of these children that believe in me. We got to be careful. Quit letting Satan take over our minds, man. Come on, verse 7.
Woe unto the world because of offenses.
So that's a warning. Come on.
For it must needs be that offense come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh.
You got some, bro?
I was
okay. I hold it there, bro. All right, we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16. One verse. Okay, bro, just get that one verse for me, and then we're gonna go to Proverbs. You get this one verse and let bro get the Proverbs 30 for it.
Okay, Proverbs chapter 15.
Yeah. You just gonna hit one verse, fam. Yeah, he gonna get Proverbs 15 for me, and then I need you to get Proverbs chapter 30. Yeah, verse 16.
Oh, dagger. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16.
All right, so we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16. Come on, just one line, and then bro gonna grab Proverbs chapter 30, and we're gonna start at verse 24.
Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Better is little with the fear of the Most High.
It says better is what?
Little.
It says better is little. Nowadays, you got people saying that you have to have buku money in order to take care of this, that, and third. Right? It says better is little with the fear of the Lord. It said better is little with the fear of the Lord. It didn't say without the fear of the Lord. I can have the least things in the world, but if I got the fear of the Lord, it is way better than what?
Than great treasures and trouble therewith.
Because at the end of the day, you hear a lot of people say more money, what?
More
problems.
That's right.
You hear rich people say, look, I was happier when I was broke. I was way happier when I was broke. Now that I got money, it seems like everybody is in my pockets. Everybody wants to be in my pocket. You got people killing themselves over what? Money. It says better is little with the fear of the Lord than treasure and trouble therewith. Now we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 30.
In verse 24.
Verse 24. Let me know when you get there, bro. Well, I'll let you know when I get there.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 30, verse 24. What it say?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 24. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth.
There are 4 things that are what?
Which are little upon the earth.
It says 4 things that are little upon the earth, right? But what?
But they are exceeding wise.
So look, these 4 things that's on the earth, they the smallest things on the earth, but what? The Most High said they
are exceeding wise.
It said they are beyond wise. It didn't just say just wise. It said they're exceeding wise. They're super wise. These 4 small things. Come on.
Verse 25. The ants are a people not strong.
The ants are what?
A people not strong.
Come on.
Yet they prepare their meat in the summer.
So look, these are the smallest insects in the world, or the ants, but they prepare their meat in the summer. Because what? They know a time is coming in the winter, they're gonna need food.
Right.
These ants are preparing for each season before it happens. It's like, we preparing for each season before it happens. Or we preparing, and it said these are ants. These are the smallest things that you see. And then when you look at ants, man, they call a army, an army of ants. When you see these ants, they straight move in unison. They straight, if you see a line of ants, they go into this one hole to bring the food down, or the leaves or grass, whatever. They going down there and storing the food
on one
accord. Come on.
Verse 26. The conies are but a feeble folk.
These are bunnies or rabbits, right? These
like a prairie dog or something. Coney.
Yeah, like a coney.
Yeah.
It's like these are feeble, but what do?
Yet make they their houses in the rocks.
So they get protected in the rocks. They had their houses inside of rocks. The wisdom in that, it's like we need to be making Christ our rock. We need to be building a foundation that lasts forever through HaMashiach. He needs to be our rock that protects us. If you see these bunnies, they go to the rock and hide inside of that to protect them. Come on, verse 27.
Verse 27. The locusts have no king.
They have no who?
Have no king.
All right.
Yet go they forth, all of them, by bands.
And look, these locusts, they don't have a king that directs them. They don't have a king. But when you look at the locusts, they are all on one accord. They move in a band. They all come at one. They call them a swamp. A swamp. They are moving as unity as one, and they have no king. Just imagine if you live your life with HaMashiach as your king. We can take down numbers. All this was going on the other day when a police officer killed bruh, it wouldn't happen. If we all fear God and keep the commandment, it's coming. The army is being built now. It's coming. Don't get it wrong. It's coming.
Yeah, but you notice a lot, brother.
No,
you notice that all these insects and animals that the Most High telling you about, they are small and little things.
Yeah, they small and little things. And guess who mock these things? The army does. The United States of America, they army mock every insect there is that the Most High created. Where do you think the helicopters come from? All that. The army men, when they climbing the walls with them little sticky thing, they come from the frogs. They get that from the frogs. They get all this from the Most High. They look at his creation. They study his creation. Like, okay, look, we can make something just like that.
They try to duplicate it.
They try to duplicate it.
I got a quick precept. Mark chapter 6, verse 7, real quick. And he called unto him the 12, and began to send them forth by two and two, and gave them power over unclean spirits. So even a Mashiach, you know what I'm saying, he sent us out 2 by 2. He didn't send us out 1 by 1.
Right, that's 2 people taking down all demons.
Right.
Just 2 people. Come on, verse 20.
Verse 28.
Come on.
The spider taketh hold with her hands.
So look, now when you see a spider, all her food that she catches with her hands, right? Though it hits the spider web, it gets stuck on the spider web, but she take her hands and she wrap her food up on the spider web. Come on.
And is in king's palaces.
So look, these are the ugliest bugs on the planet Earth. But these things live in what? The king palaces. A lot of people despise the ugliest creatures. But these are some of the most wisest creatures that we can learn from. Let's hold there. Now we're going to go to Sirach chapter 19. We're going to start in verse 23. Sirach 19, verse 23.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 23.
It's crazy how we can straight learn from animals, man.
Right.
And it reads,
hold on,
there is a wickedness.
Let me get there with you.
Oh, it's a lot. You know, I be going, man.
You ready to
Yeah, man.
fire off.
Man, look at her, man.
That's right.
That word is beautiful, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on.
I'm thinking we out on the street teaching.
You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Okay. The book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 23.
What it say?
And it reads, there is a wickedness,
Right.
and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom.
It's a what?
There is a fool wanting in wisdom.
So you have people that are considered fools that are what? Looking for wisdom. The reason why, because they are looking for wisdom to try to keep up with this person, because the Most High is dealing with this person. But trying to seem like he's the smartest or she's the smartest person to ever touch planet Earth. Say these are people or fools wanting in wisdom. Come on, verse 24. What did it say?
Verse 24. He that have small understanding.
Him that have what?
He that have small understanding.
It said him that have small. It didn't say a lot of understanding.
Small.
It says small understanding. He that has a little understanding, just a little bit. What?
And fear the Most High.
A person who had just a little bit of understanding. He don't have to understand everything. It said just a little bit of understanding. And fears God is what?
Is better than one that have much wisdom.
That has what?
That has much wisdom.
He's better than somebody who has a lot of wisdom. Nowadays, everybody wants wisdom and understanding. It says, look, he that have small understanding and fear God is better than one that have much understanding and what?
Wisdom and transgressive the law of the Most High.
Said, look, this person is better than him that has a lot of wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High. This person has much wisdom and is breaking the laws of God. That's why I say it's a fool that is wanting in what? Wisdom. He getting all this wisdom, but still breaking the laws and statutes and commandments of God. But all that wisdom doesn't mean nothing if you don't have the fear of God. That's why it says, look, it is better for him that has small understanding and fear God than one that had much understanding and break his law, statutes, and commandments.
So, like, brother, these are the scriptures of the powerful scriptures of little.
Yeah.
Everything is small.
Everything is small.
It's a big thing. Go ahead. Verse 25.
Now you go 25, but we was gonna hold it there.
Okay. Verse 25. One more. Verse 25. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust. And there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear.
Come on.
And there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment.
Verse 26. What did it say?
Verse 26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit.
And this is a person who humbles himself, right? This is a wicked man. He hang his head down super low, like he's humbling himself. But inwardly, this man is full of nothing but deceit.
Oh wait,
it's the dagger, bro.
We have to pay attention. We have to truly humble ourselves when it comes to the Most High, or He will humble us.
Oh, you don't want that to happen.
Nah, I'm an example. You don't want Him to humble you.
Boy.
Like, stay humble,
boy. I'm an example too, bro. I'm an example as well, man. I'm not gonna even speak on mine. You know, everybody know it, but hey, you don't want the Most High to humble you. You know, sometimes you might not come up out of that.
Right. So we're gonna go to Luke chapter 18. Luke 18. We're gonna start in verse 9.
Luke chapter 18, verse 9.
We'll make sure y'all getting some understanding on the chat, because I can't see it. But just put some 9s if we all on one accord.
We're at Luke chapter 18, verse 9. Spoken by royalty.
Make sure we all on one accord. Get some 9s in the room. Make sure we all on one accord. Yeah, we got some 9. Are we good, bro?
Starting at verse 9.
Yeah, Luke chapter 18, we're also in verse 9.
And he spoke this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others.
And did what?
And despised others.
Come on.
2 men went up into the temple to pray. The one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: Yah, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican.
So now you see him, he talking about everybody else except self. Right? He talking about what they doing wrong and not what he's doing wrong. All right.
Now putting that mirror up, right?
Yeah, most definitely. What do you say? Verse 12, what do you say?
I fast twice in the week.
I do what?
I fast twice in the week.
What else?
I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto the heaven.
Come on.
But smote upon his breast, saying, Yahweh.
He said what?
Yahweh, be merciful to me, a sinner.
Look, the Pharisee went out there like, look, I do this, I do that. He's bragging all about what he's doing. The publican, he went out there and just like, look, Lord, just have mercy on me. With his head low, he said, look, just have mercy. We just read the script earlier where it said, just a sinner who keep his head low, but inside is what? Full of deceit. This man, he kept his head low and just said, Lord, look, just have mercy on me. What did the Messiah say? Verse 14, what did he say?
I tell you, this man went down to his house. This man went down to his house, justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbled himself shall be exalted.
Look, we have to say humble. You see, this is a man in his eyes was a lower stature than him. He said, look, he looked at him like he was nothing. He talked about him like, look, this man, hey, look, Lord, I'm glad I'm not like this man. The Messiah said, look, I tell you this. He went down more justified than him because he truly humbled himself. The person that he looked down on actually got it, and he didn't.
And that's that previous verse that you said, man, that you read regarding people that be having their head down, but inside they're full of deceit. You know what I'm saying? You guys gotta remember, you know, I just read in one of the comments, we can't fool the Most High.
No, we can't at all.
We can't fool the Most High, and 8 times out of 10, you can't even fool the people around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You really fooling yourself.
Right.
You know, because after a while, you know, we are spiritual beings. You know what I'm saying? We can sense certain things, man. You know what I mean? It's like, especially if let's say, for instance, we're in a room together. You know, and this is just an analogy, but we're in a room together, and you try to, you know, squeeze out a silent one. You know, thinking that, okay, ain't nobody heard it, but Negro, we can smell it. You know what I'm saying? We can smell it. So, you know, don't try to, you know, act like you're humbled. You know what I mean? But inside you are you're deceitful. You know, you're deceitful. And again, you don't want the Most High to humble you.
Man.
You really don't. You would prefer to humble yourself, to pray for humbleness, to pray for whatever prideful spirit that you might have upon you, to get up off you and lower yourself lower than a snail's bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, you know, again, you don't want the Most High to humble you, brother or sisters.
All right. Jump down verse 18.
Verse 18, Psalms 18, verse 18. I mean, Luke 18, verse 18.
Psalms, boy, you done jumped.
My bad. You know what I'm saying? My apologies.
You did tell
I'm going off, man. Going off.
So you did tell the joke, though. Bring it out.
Go on with verse 18.
And a certain ruler asked him, saying, good master.
Right. Notice this is a ruler. This is somebody who's over people. It says a certain ruler. Come on.
What shall I do to inherit eternal life?
So look, he knew the Messiah had to be the Messiah because he said, good master.
Right.
He called him by name, said, good master. What shall I do to inherit eternal life? Right? Come on.
And Yahushua said unto him, why callest thou me good? None is good, save one.
Come on.
That is the Most High.
Come on.
Thou knowest the commandments.
Right.
Do not commit adultery. Do not kill.
Right.
Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother. And he said, all these have I kept from my youth up.
Have I kept since what?
From my youth up.
Come on. So he been taught. He said, look, I've been keeping my commandments, right? So I've been keeping the commandments. Come on.
Now when Yahushua heard these things, he said unto him, yet lackest thou one thing.
Lack is what?
Thou one thing.
He said, look, you got this down pat, but you lacking this one little thing, right? This one little thing. Come on.
Sell all that thou hast.
Do what?
Sell all that thou hast.
He said, look, sell everything you got. None of that means nothing anyway. He said, look, sell it all. Sell all that little things that you have. Let it go. Sell it.
And distribute unto the poor.
He said, give into the poor, right? And remember, he said, look, he know the commandments. Now he's telling you, sell all you got and give. They didn't say give to the rich. They said give to the poor. That is the least that are among him. He got to give this to the poor. That is somebody who's below him. Come on.
And thou shalt have treasures in heaven.
Have treasures where?
In heaven. And come, follow me.
So then, look, sell all your earthly treasures and follow me. And you have treasures stored in heaven. What did he do?
And when you heard this, he was very sorrowful, for he was very rich.
So he was what?
He was very rich.
I mean, he was over other men. His paper was super. He was balling. He had it. Come on.
And when Yahushua saw that he was very sorrowful, he said, how hardly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of Yahweh? For it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
Because he believed he already got it. That's the problem. A rich man already think he got it all. You can't tell a rich man what the kingdom of God is because he think this is the kingdom. He think he already got it. A poor man knows it's something that's better than what he sees every single day. That's the problem. That's the difference between us poor folks and the rich folks. We know it's something that's better than what we see each and every day. And we hoping that we make it. The rich folks already think this is kingdom. That's why you always hear them say, look, this is my kingdom down here on earth. This is my kingdom. Like, no, this ain't our kingdom. We're looking for something way better than this, and everybody won't go.
That's right. Messiah told them they have their reward. You know, the Messiah already told them they have their reward already. Don't be like them. You know, they think they got it all. They already got their reward. Tell you store your
treasures in heaven,
in the kingdom of heaven. Bring it out.
I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 1. We're going to do 1 through 6, man.
1 through 6.
Yeah.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you.
There is what?
There is fornication among you.
And we know what fornication is. Come on.
And such fornication as is not such as much, Salah, as is not so much as named amongst the Gentiles.
Right.
That one should have his father's wife.
So whoever this is, he's writing to the church of Corinth. He's saying, look, the fornication that you doing, it ain't even among the Gentiles, the non-believers. And you supposed to be believers. You trying to take your father's wife. That is unlawful. Fornication is any unlawful sexual act. That's why he ended it saying that you trying to take your father's wife. If somebody inside of the church is trying to take his father's wife, come on.
Verse 2. And ye are puffed up.
He said, and you puffed up. You're trying to take your father's wife and you puffed up. Come on.
And have not rather mourned that he that have done this deed might be taken away from among you.
Come on. Because look, if you don't take this little sin away from the body, it would affect everybody else. And everybody would think that it's okay to take your father's wife. Shalom, big bro.
Shalom.
Verse 3, what it say?
Verse 3. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 3. For I verily as absent in body.
He said, look, though I'm not around, come on,
but present in spirit.
And we said it all the time. Like, look, sisters here in spirit, or brothers here in spirit. Even though we don't see them physically, they are here in spirit. Come on.
It says, have judged already, as though I were present.
Come on.
Concerning him that have so done this deed.
Come on. Verse 4, what did it say?
Verse 4. In the name of our power, Mashiach Yahushua, when ye are gathered together, and my spirit, with the power of our power, Adawan, Yahushua HaMashiach.
Come on.
Verse 5. To deliver such an one unto Hashatan for the destruction of the flesh.
Come on.
That the spirit may be saved in the day of the Adawan Yahushua.
Come on. Verse 6, what did it say?
Verse 6. Your glory is not good.
Come on.
Know ye not that a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump?
So then you know, like a little sin can destroy the whole bread of life. We supposed to be the body of the Messiah. We supposed to be the body of the Messiah. supposed to be manifesting the living bread. Shalom, big brother.
Shalom, bro.
It says, letting you know, if you have this little sin going on in the church, it would destroy the whole body.
It was disassemble the assembly.
It, like bro said, it would disassemble the assembly.
Right. If you got one sensor bad on your car and the car not working, it's gonna fail emissions. You won't get tagged.
You won't get tagged, yeah.
If you had one rotten apple in that basket, what's gonna happen with that basket?
The whole basket gonna turn.
Especially with bananas.
Bananas do that real quick.
Boy, you got one bad banana.
It's a wrap.
Ain't that what the non-believer do? He go bananas.
Yeah.
No.
You go 8.
You go 8. There you go.
Yo. Verse 7, what does it say?
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Come on.
Go.
Like the old man.
The old man.
Right? Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Come on.
That ye may be a new lump.
Be a who?
A new lump.
An old lump.
A new lump.
So we're trying to be new lumps. Come on.
As ye
Go ahead.
are unleavened.
As you're what?
As ye are unleavened.
Come on.
For even HaMashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
So look, family, we have to let sin go. We have to let sin go. A lot of people, we justify sin. We justify sin. The first thing we say is all of us sin. Well, all of us sinners.
No.
All right.
No,
we all have sinned.
We all have sinned.
We all exactly. We all have
I'm
sinned.
not practicing lawbreaking.
Exactly. Facts. Little leavening leavens the whole lump.
And you can't. There's no gray area in this. You can't be halfway in and halfway out. Either you in or you out.
Right. You can't be lukewarm.
Ain't no lukewarm. You ain't want to lukewarm.
Can't serve two masters. You know how it go.
Hey, look, we're gonna go to Luke.
Luke.
Luke chapter 16. We're gonna start in verse 10.
And also, while listening, man, like this class also should have you renewed in your mind, not just your sin, it's your whole nature should change.
Yep.
You know, me and you done had many talks, especially these brothers right here. I didn't talk to Solomon talking about, man, we all used to be something. All used to be something.
I wasn't nothing. I thought it was something.
You right,
We thought we was something, right? Right.
He said,
Right.
I thought I was something.
People thought it was something.
Bro, I'm talking about this part right here has been the greatest part of my life.
Oh,
Thanks.
Right now.
The best part.
Best part of my life.
Same here, man.
Man, the best part of my life, man, because I'm saying, man, after a while, man, you come to terms and find out, man, when you do humble yourself, all your five senses, they open up. It don't make you no lame or none of that stuff. It's straight. Open your eyes up. You see more. You taste more.
Yeah.
You feel more. All of these things open up to the fullest in the spirit of our power, man.
And just imagine, like, look, when you look at your brother and your sister, that it's like, look, the despised, right? So it's just like those that have been despised. At the end of the day, it's like those that who was rejected. Those are the ones that are actually trying to lift up God's people. Like everybody who's been despised, it's like you see them every day. It's like, look, you've been despised, I've been despised, you've been despised, and now we look at each other every single day, or talking to each other every day. Okay, now we have to lift our people up. Straight up, got to lift Israel up.
Got to, man.
That's commanded, man.
Mm-hmm.
So count your blessings, not your stresses.
That's
All
right.
That's right.
Count your blessings, not your stresses.
Hey, D, why ain't gonna write that one down? Man? That one down.
All right, verse we on Luke chapter 16. Yeah.
Where
Luke
we at?
chapter 16,
Yeah. We're gonna start in verse 10.
verse 10. I just want to say real quick one thing. We have a sister on the chat that I haven't seen in a while. The sister with the longest Hebrew name, Benai.
She accidentally called me this week. That's funny. I'm saying, "What's up, Beta?" She said, "Well, I accidentally called you. It was gonna be a group call, but I'll call you back." But she ain't called back.
The man's goings of the Most High.
Hallelujah.
I haven't seen her in a minute, so you know.
I
I
used
say
to say all
shalom,
this. I said,
man.
"Man, where you been?"
Shalom, sister.
Shalom, sister.
Yeah, I see you.
All right.
Hallelujah.
Now let's go. Let's get back to the lesson. My apologies, brother.
That's all good.
It's good.
Been a bit there, who do y'all share?
Yeah.
Now let's get it.
Verse
Luke chapter
10.
16, verse 10.
Luke chapter 16, verse 10.
What did it say?
He that is faithful.
He that is what?
Faithful. And that which is least is faithful. Also in much.
Come on.
And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much.
Say, you know that, look, if you can be faithful with the littlest stuff, if you can be faithful with the littlest things in life, we know you're going to be faithful with much.
Right.
But a person that is unjust or not faithful with the littlest things, we know for sure he ain't going to be faithful with a lot.
Right.
That's why do you think everybody wants to be super rich? It's like, look, you know you can't handle that kind of money. You know you can't handle it. You can barely handle the $20 I gave you 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Now you're trying to get more money, and those people cannot be trusted.
And once again, there it is. Small things. Saying you got to humble yourself. That's what the class is really about. Because when you look and searching for the small things, the big things come. When you got big things already, it turns you small.
Yeah, man, look, you gotta look at it like this. It's like, okay, a lot of people, people who have children, right? They don't allow their children to spend a night over somebody's house. They be like, if my child spend the night over your house because I trust you, so my sons and my daughter can spend the night at your house because I trust you. Somebody who you don't trust, you is not gonna let them. No. You is not gonna let your children spend the night at their house, right?
Right.
When it comes to the Most High, that's how He is. The Word of God is HaMashiach. He said, "Look, I can't trust you with my word, which is my son. If we're not applying our life each and every day or trying to be like the Messiah, the Most High will not trust us. He ain't gonna trust us with His son."
You know what? I never thought about it like that, though.
That's
brother.
how
That's
it
a
is.
good point. Though.
That's why a lot of people don't have certain understanding, or some people like, man, I just don't understand the script. I just don't get it.
I just don't get it.
I just don't get it. Well, that's your belief. This is my belief. Because look, the Most High don't trust these people with His son. That's why people use the word of God for filthy what? Lucra's sake. He don't trust them with His son. I don't trust a lot of people with my children. If my son or daughter spend the night at your house because I trust you.
Oh, praise.
That's just how it is. Come on, verse 11.
If therefore ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon,
right?
Who will commit to your trust the true riches?
Look, if you can't be faithful in unrighteous mammon, which is what the money,
right?
Who gonna trust you with the word of God? That's the true riches.
But thou art rich.
Verse 12.
And if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own?
So look, you know, if you ain't faithful with His stuff,
right?
With His stuff, I know you ain't faithful with your own stuff.
You ain't gonna take care of your own stuff.
You ain't gonna take care of your own stuff. That's why we always have to take care of each other. If I can see you can take care of your stuff, I know. Look, I know you take care of mine.
Right.
If I take care of your stuff, you be like, you know what? I know, bro, can take care of his own stuff. He took care of my car and brought it back in one piece.
Right.
He ain't bring it back to me with the check engine light on, transmission fluid out, no oil in it. It's like, no, the way I gave it to you, that's how I want it back.
And he washed it.
And the brother gonna get to use it again because he bought it back better than when you gave it to him.
So now you trust this person.
Right.
You trust him. Like, look, hey, bro, look. And then you look at you like, bro, you can have it. You can have it. I don't even use it anyway.
Right.
Come on, verse 13.
No servant can serve two masters.
No servant can what?
Serve two masters.
Come on.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Right.
Ye cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon.
So let you know, like, look, you have to choose wisely. Choose wisely. The choice is yours. We have to choose wisely. But remember, it's wise numbers. It's wise in little.
That's right.
It's wise in little.
It's a lot of wise and little.
So stay humble
Mm-hmm.
and try not to seek too much. Pull Sirach, I think it's Sirach 3. At least Sirach chapter 3, verse like 20 through 22.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's we're gonna go here real quick, fam.
25, you might well take it all the way to 25, 26.
We're gonna go Sirach chapter 3, verse 20. I believe that's it. I believe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, family.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna wait. Patience. Y'all getting some understanding in the chat. Let's get that 12 for the 12 tribes.
And who's reading right now?
Labanai Hebrew.
That's right.
I'm in the class, you all. So I ain't doing too much typing and talking. Trying to make sure everybody right.
You come to Pentecost?
All right, so we're gonna do Sirach chapter 3, 20 through 22.
Dude, his birthday and all that. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 20. For the power.
I'm gonna just do 20 through 21 and
20,
get back to
20
it.
and 21.
So
right,
Sirach chapter 3, verse 20 through 21. Come on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 20. For the power of the one is great.
Is what?
Is great.
It said, look, the power of our Lord is great. And what?
And he is honored of the lowly.
Of the humble.
Of the lowly.
Come on.
Verse 21, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee.
So look, stay in your lane.
That's right.
And look, stay in your lane.
That's right.
It's letting you know, like, look, don't be trying to seek just because this person is good at this and good at that, or she is good at this and good at that. It said, look, you stay in your lane. It's telling you, look, don't seek things that are above your strength. If you can only do 10 push-ups, don't try to do 10 and a half. You know you can only do 10. So look, do your little, and we're going to keep it pushing. Don't try to do 10 and a half or 11. If the Most High only gave you this gift, stick with that gift. Because that little gift he gave you can turn the whole body around.
Upside down.
Upside down. So let you know, look, stay in your lane. Verse 21, read it again.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee.
Come on.
Neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Above thy what?
Above thy strength.
So let you know, again, fam, look, stay in your lane. It's better with little with the fear of the Lord. Just wanted to go there real quick.
Mm-hmm. Good scripture. Good
All right, we're going to go to Matthew chapter 13. Nah, bro, hold that. We're going to go to James chapter 3. We're going to do 1 through 13.
Oh, man, look, bro. I was about to look.
That's the spirit, brother.
Bro,
It's the spirit.
You see that? I was just about to say, I got a
Going
free
on,
sip,
man.
bro.
That was so good, man.
You see it,
Where
right?
we at?
Dang, 3.
We're going how far?
1 through 13.
Okay, 1 through 13. This is the book. Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
Let me get that with you, bro.
Yes, sir. That's the spirit, brother.
Bro, I just
All praises and glory.
Oh, man,
Honor
go-
go to the
all
Most
praise,
High,
man.
For
Hallelujah.
real, man.
All praises, bro.
oh,
James chapter 3. We're going to start at verse 1.
and that's what I wanted to bring out. No, you go read.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to
I
bring
thought
out.
you were gonna bring it out. All right. You there? Everybody there? This is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 1. My brethren,
My who?
my brethren,
Come on.
be not many masters.
Be not many what?
Be not many masters.
Many teachers. Come on.
Knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
So at the end of the day, everybody don't try to be teachers, knowing that you will receive the greater condemnation. Like you start off, you got 120 videos, or you saying you're gonna do all these videos and videos this and videos that, and then you just stop. It's like you just stop doing the work of the Most High. So look, you have to make sure that your calling and election is sure. Don't try to be a teacher when that wasn't your gift, because then you will make the Messiah. It's like you spitting in their face. It's like you start off doing the work and then you stop. Verse 2.
Verse 2, for in many things we offend all.
Come on.
If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. It's like the Ak was just saying, the whole body, one accord, one piece. Yahushua is the head. It's a lot, brother. Yahushua is the head. And if you just like the Spartans, everybody move at once. Everybody protect the right side. Everybody protect the left. So everything, that whole shell is covered. Right. Verse 3.
What it say?
Behold, we put bits. We put bits in the horse's mouth.
So look, there's a bit. We see how small that thing is, right? We see a bit. If you look at a horse, the bit, it go from one side of his mouth to the other side of his mouth, and it hold in the back of his mouth. This little bitty thing is controlling the horse. Come on.
That they may obey us. And we turn about their whole body.
So look, when you on the back of the horse, when you want the horse to go to the right or go to the left, you pull on the right latch, and then it pulls the bit that's inside their mouth. So this little bitty piece is controlling their mind, which is controlling the body. You want it to go to the right, you pull it to the right, then it go to the right. Off this little bitty bit that's in the horse's mouth. Verse 4, what it say?
Verse 4, behold, also the ships, which though they be so great.
So look, this is a big ship. We see how big these ships is. They come with cargoes. That's how we get majority of anything to come over here. It's on ships, right? We see how big these ships is. Come on.
Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great,
right,
and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm.
That's turned by him. This little bitty thing that's on the back of this big old boat. It's getting, look, it's telling you like mighty winds is going against this boat, and the boat ain't even moving. Mighty winds can't even get this boat to move. And it's steering on this one path through these mighty winds, but it's saying this little bitty him that's on the back of this boat is making this boat go left and right. This little bitty thing. Come on.
Whithersoever the governor listed.
Come on.
Verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member.
It's a what?
Is a little member.
The tongue. That little bitty piece that we continue to forget about. That piece right there. The forgotten member. We keep forgetting about this tongue. It says the tongue is so little. Come on.
And boasteth great things.
And do what?
And boasteth great things.
And it said it boasts great things. Come on.
And behold, it says, behold, how great a matter a little fire kindled.
And you done heard a lot of people boast about what they gonna do, what they doing. But then when you be looking for the manifestation of it, it ain't there. It ain't there. It's like, you know, we have to control this little member. Because everybody be watching. They waiting. Look, your enemy is waiting on your fall each and every day. He's waiting on you to not do what you said you was going to do.
That's right.
He's waiting. So somebody can be like, see?
Point that finger.
Point the finger. You really ain't about that life. He really ain't about that life. He said he was going to do this in the third, but he ain't did it. He really ain't about that life. Like, you don't want to be labeled. You don't want to be labeled that. Come on.
Verse 6. And the tongue.
And the tongue. What?
And the tongue is a fire.
Is a what?
Is a fire.
Come on.
A world of iniquity.
Mm.
So is the tongue amongst our members.
Come on.
That it defileth the whole body. And setteth on fire the course of nature. And it is set on fire of hell.
So look, with the tongue, man, you can either bring life or you can bring death. With that little tongue.
Mm.
You can either blow out the fire or keep the fire going. With
You
that
can
tongue.
blow on it to kindle it too.
Straight up. With that tongue that's in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't forget about that small member. Come on.
Verse 7. For every kind of beast and of bird,
right,
and of serpent,
right,
and things in the sea,
right,
is tamed.
Is what?
Is tamed.
And notice it says serpent. You know, Satan is a what? It's a serpent. It said, and it's tamed. You can tame them. You can tame the beasts, the birds, serpents, and the animals that's in the sea. All these things can be tamed. Come on.
And have been tamed of mankind.
You see this in the circuses. All these people with the circus, they done tamed all these animals. They got birds, rat, and bites. How do you have a bear, trained bear, to ride a tricycle? You got lions walking across ropes. Then you got the serpents. You see them blowing at the little
whistle, the flute.
The flute, and then it dances to the rhythm of what he's blowing. These animals are being tamed. Come on.
But the tongue.
But the who?
But the tongue. Can no man tame.
Can who?
Can no man
tame. Look, no man can tame a tongue. And it's in your mouth. It's in your mouth. You can't tame your tongue. That's why we have to be careful the things that we say. Come on.
It is an unruly evil.
Right.
Full of deadly poison.
Come on.
Verse 9. Therewith.
So that's like the tongue of a serpent. Because if you look at it for what it is, serpents, they keep their poison in their tongues. It's also in their fangs. Well, some got their poison in their tongues, just like certain frogs. They poison is either on their back or in their tongue. So you can kill people from the things that you say. Verse 9.
Verse 9. Therewith we bless Yahweh.
All praises to the Most High. Come on.
Even the Father. And therewith curse we men.
And do what?
And therewith curse we men.
Come on.
Which are made after the similitude of the Most High.
I said, look, with this same tongue, you bless God, but curse men. And these men are made after the similitude of God. It doesn't make sense. Like, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, but then it's like now you got a double-tongued man. He unstable too. This is a double-tongued man. And you look at snakes, they tongue splitting what? Two. Got to be careful. You have to be careful. Come on.
Verse 10. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessings and curses.
Right.
My brethren.
My who?
My brethren. These things are not so my brethren, these things ought not so to be.
Come on.
Verse 11. Do a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Verse 12. Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine fig. So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh?
Come on.
Verse 13. Who is a wise man?
Who is a what?
Who is a wise man? And endued with knowledge amongst you?
Right.
Let him show out of a good conversation his works.
A good what?
Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom.
I'm gonna hold it there.
Good one. Good precepts, brother.
Hey, look, we're gonna go to 1 Samuel. We're gonna go to 1 Samuel chapter 17. We're gonna start at verse 36.
1 Samuel.
1 Samuel 17.
Got it. 36.
Yeah. Let me get that with you, bro. 1 Samuel, family, chapter 17, verse 36.
36 or 26?
36.
Yes, sir.
I'm start at 34.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, family. Let me At 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34. Come on.
All the way to what?
We're gonna take it to 51.
Okay.
We'll make sure we all on one accord. Does everybody get some understanding? Just want to make sure we all on one accord. Everybody getting some understanding.
There was 7 up in this deal.
Yeah, throw a 7 in the room.
First Samuel chapter 17, verse 34.
Make sure we get some sevens. All right, we good.
Mm-hmm.
And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out after him, and smote him,
And did what?
and smote him,
Mm-hmm.
and delivered it out of his mouth.
And remember, this is a younger brother. This is David. This is a young brother. He talking to Saul, telling him what he done. Because Saul trying to figure out David, like, look, I killed a Philistine. So Saul like, look, man, I don't think you about that life. He said, well, look, let me tell you what happened with me. And he's explaining him his story, showing him like, look, I wrestled with lions, tigers, and bears to save what was mine.
Oh my.
Like, look, are you ready for that? It's a question with yourself. Like, are you really ready to defend what's yours? He said, look, I wrestled all these things just to save what's mine. Come on.
And when he arose against me,
come on.
I caught him by his beard,
Uh-huh.
and smote him,
Uh-huh.
and slew him.
Come on.
Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear.
Uh-huh.
And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them.
He said, look, just like I did that to the lion and bear, he said, look, this uncircumcised Philistine, he said, look, I'm going to do him the exact same way. He's nothing in my eyes. In my eyes, he's just like this lion and this bear. He's as good as dead. Come on.
Seeing he had defied the armies of the living power.
Come on.
David said, moreover, the Elohim, the Most High, that delivered me out of the paw of the lion.
Come on.
And out of the paw of the bird.
Uh-huh.
He will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
Come on.
And Saul said unto David, go, and the Most High be with thee.
Come on.
And Saul armored David with his armor.
Uh-huh.
And he put an helmet of brass upon his head.
All right.
Also he armed him with the coat of mail.
So look, now you see David, he a young man. Remember, David's a young man. Because at the end, when Saul see all this going on, he talks to his man. He like, hey, who is that? Who is that? He said, look, that's Jesse's son. That's David. So now he's strapping this young lad up with all this armor.
With the chain,
with the chain. He got, hey, look, he got David girded, ready for war. But guess what? This ain't the armor that David was looking for. He said, no, look, this ain't my armor. We know what our armor is. Right. Ephesians chapter 6.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look, Saul, I don't need your armor. He know what his true armor is. Come on.
Plus, too, Saul was heads and shoulder over everybody.
Right.
And David was a little young scrap.
Right, a young lad.
Yeah,
there go that little again. Again.
And Saul was tall. Saul was head and shoulders above all the most of the people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine him trying to put on, because it says right here.
Right.
And Saul armed David with his armor.
Right. Right. And that's his
That's
armor.
like you try to put on. That's like your son. You put on your son. Your son put on your clothes right now.
Right. You looking crazy. Just like
Swallow them up.
It's
Right?
gonna swallow him up, man.
come on.
And okay, excuse me.
Verse
Verse 39. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he assessed to go, for he had not proved it.
Yeah, not tested, right? So just like the Most High proves us every day.
Right.
He ain't tested. We get proved every day. We get tested every day. That's what the proves me. So he's saying, like, look, I ain't test your sword or none of your armor yet. This stuff can be straight defected.
Right.
He can come through the shield or this breastplate and kill me. I ain't proved yourself yet. Come on.
And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these.
He said, look, I can't get jiggy with this.
For I have not proved them.
Come on.
And David put them off him.
Come on. So now he took off this man's armor. Come on.
And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook.
Come on.
And put them in a shepherd's bag.
So look, he put them in a bag, so they had to be small. He took 5 stones and put them in a bag. Come on.
Which he had, even in a scrip. And his sling was in his hand. And he drew near to the Philistine. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David. And the man that bare the shield went before him.
Come on.
And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth.
He was what?
For he was but a youth.
He said, look, this is a little man. This young Thundercat. Right? Come on.
And ruddy. And of a fair countenance. So he was light-skinned.
Right. He's like, man, get out of here. He's like, yeah. He's like, look, he just looked at it like, look, they're just a pretty boy. Yeah. What he finna do?
And the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
Right.
And the Philistine said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field.
So he telling David, like, look, I'm about to kill you. This Philistine telling David, like, look, come over here, let me go and kill you, so all the fowls of the air can come down here and eat your carcass. He boasting. Now you see his tongue boasting.
Ooh, I was just
big stuff. We just read in James chapter 3 about the tongue boasting. He's bragging and boasting what he about to do. So make sure everything that you're bragging and you're boasting about, you can finish it.
Right.
Shit, come on. Verse 45, what do you say?
Then said David to the Philistine.
Now it's David talking. Come on.
Thou comest to me with a sword.
With a who?
With a sword.
Come on.
And with a spear. And with a shield.
Come on.
But I come to thee in the name of the Most High of hosts.
Come on.
The Elohim of the armies of Israel.
Hallelujah.
Whom thou hast defied.
He said, look, you got all your armor on. He said, look, I come to you in the name of the Most High Yah. I don't need none of that. I got my armor on. Come on.
This day will the master, this day will the Most High deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee and take thine head from thee.
Come on.
And I will give the carcass of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air. Come on. And to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a Elohim in Israel.
Come on. So that same ditch that he was trying to dig, it fell upon itself. That's what David trying to tell him. Like, everything you saying you gonna do to me, guess what? I'm gonna do to you and your arm.
That sounds like Haman and Mordecai, right? On that boy on the gallows that he made, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
And all this assembly shall know that the Most High saveth not with sword and spear.
Come on.
For the battle is the Most High. Come on. And he will give you into our hands. Come on. And it came to pass.
And it what?
And it came to pass when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran towards the army to meet the Philistine. And David put his hand in his bag.
Come on.
And took thence a stone.
Come on.
And slanged it. And smote the Philistine in his forehead. That the stone sunk unto his forehead. And he fell upon his face to the earth.
So look, you see the power? David had the power.
Ooh.
You see him like, look, he got this shield. He got this sword. He talking all this stuff to David. David ain't run from the battle. Saul and his men ran from the battle. You read it from the beginning. David ran to the battle with a rock on a slingshot, pulled it back, and it sunk in his forehead. He didn't kill this man with a rock. Come on.
So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him.
Right.
But there was no sword in the hand of David.
There was no what?
No sword in the hand of David.
Just like this little rock that he used to kill the Philistines, Christ is our living rock. We can destroy anything that comes against us.
That's right.
Anything. He's that rock that followed them in the wilderness.
In the name of Hamashiach. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Power.
Straight up. We got the power. We just got to show up like David did for the fight.
Yeah, and don't be scared either.
And don't be scared. David didn't run from the fight. He ran to the fight.
Yeah, right now.
We got to stop making excuses.
Yeah, right. My bad.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Right now, you know, we already got, man, look, if you put a cat or a rat in a corner, they're going to fight you.
Oh, yeah, they're going to fight. They're going to come up out the corner.
You know what I'm saying? And aren't we more greater than some rats or a cat? We are the tribe of Yahudah. We are Deuteronomy 7:6. You know, we are a special people upon the earth, and we have been brought down very low. But that doesn't mean that we have to stand down there and continue to have this heathen bastards knee on our neck,
right,
or the devil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you have failed, it says in the scripture, a righteous man falls, but he gets up 7 times. You know what I'm saying? So we cannot be scared around here, man. It's way too late in this hour, bro.
For real.
Bro,
I'm talking about it's way too late in this hour, y'all. For us to even be arguing over minute doctrinal differences. These heathens don't care about you believing in multiple wives, or if Esau's an Arab or not, or if there's some Israelites in Africa. They don't care about none of that.
It's bigger than that, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, look, we got to take self about the equation, man. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, look, they at war with all of us. Everybody who the same skin complexion, the children of God, that's who they at war with, man. You don't see them out here killing the Asian man sitting on his neck, or the white man. It's us.
Or the African, or no other nation.
Other nation. Look, look, they at war with us, man.
Yeah, this whole attack is against the children of Israel.
Facts. They at war with us. We at war with us.
And you know, it's like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you don't respect us until we come together, man. That's why the scriptures say, gather yourselves together.
Right. Man, look, if we straight stood out, if we had the mindset of militant mindset like they do, like the police officers do out in the street, like, look, it was hundreds of them. It's a video that just went around. It's hundreds of them straight standing in a straight line, and this woman straight
guy, protecting the guy's house.
Yeah, protecting. It's like, look, if we had that militant mindset, bro, look, do you think these people they already afraid of us? Right. Low key. No, high key. We already know, look, they are afraid of us. If we straight had the militant mindset and we straight stood as an army for each other, it wouldn't happen. None of that would happen. They'll be afraid.
That's those old spirits. Let me select, brother. That's those old spirits, family, from time past. You know what I'm saying? They know those old spirits are still on this earth. You understand? And that's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? They like you say, they already scared. They clamp their purses. They even see us. They want to go across the street. You know what I'm saying? They always because those old spirits already know the power. It said there's no end of all the people. So whoever was in the ancient days is here on this earth today.
Right.
That's all I wanted to say, bro.
At verse 51.
Therefore, David ran and stood upon the Philistines and took his sword and drew out of the sheath thereof,
Right.
and slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So he used his sword. He done took Goliath's sword and the Philistine sword, and cut off his head.
And he was a man of his word. He made that happen.
He made it happen. He
He
kept
said
his word.
It came to pass. So yeah, he made that happen in the name
Of the
of
Lord.
Mashiach, man. We know, man.
So look, we got the power, man. We just gotta show up
We
like
just
David did.
Gotta exercise that.
And we just gotta put in our minds just one thought, you know what I mean? That he that is in us is greater than he that is in the world.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And we have to remember these scriptures that we read. You know, if you sit in your bed and reading the scriptures and stuff like that, but if you ain't gonna remember it in a time of need, what you reading it for? You know what I'm saying? What is you reading it for then? If you ain't gonna remember the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? When you get angry, you know, it says be angry and sin not. But you get mad and angry, and then you want to say, forget him. I'm leaving. Or forget her. Whatever the case may be. What is you reading the scriptures for?
Right.
We have to remember, you know, just like you said, we have to be, you know, we have to stand on the rock, the chief cornerstone. You know, you get a cornerstone or whatever, now you can build up. You can build a strong foundation. You have a strong foundation, you can build anything. But you have to have a strong foundation. And our Mashiach is our foundation. And we have to remember, you know, he came here not glorious looking, you know, not ruddy, you know what I'm saying? Not this plain old Yahushua.
Right.
Low estate.
In a low state. And he was a carpenter. And he called fishermen, you know, unlearned men.
Right.
And look, and they changed the
game.
world.
Yeah, man.
They helped change the world through the power of the Most High. So when we are out there, when we go through our day-to-day lives and stuff like that, you remember the small thing in your time of need. Remember the small scriptures that you've been reading for so long. Remember them, because like what you just said regarding the topic, there's wisdom in that, man. You know, we all thought we was somebody, you know what I'm saying, before we came into this truth. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about nothing. And I didn't have no daddy in my life, so I didn't follow no man. But now, look, I'm a servant to my brothers.
And became greater men. And a small thing. See, that's what makes it so beautiful, man. That's what makes it so beautiful, because it's not grievous.
No.
It's a lot. It's not grievous, this thing that we have and commanded to do.
That's right.
It's not grievous. But you got the rebellious, they just don't want to do it.
Hey, that's
so,
on them,
hey,
that's on
you
them.
know,
It is.
that's a good, hey, like I tell them all the time, if you don't want your portion, I'll gladly take it.
Right.
And share it with my brethren.
Right. Right.
Good.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all
No,
good,
we
bro.
good.
Hey,
We
let's
good.
ready to
We
move,
good.
bro.
Yeah, we good.
That's-
I'm already there. I'm already there. Proverbs 24.
Yeah, Proverbs 24. verse 30 through 34. Hey, look, all praises, bro. Let the spirit move. Don't quench the spirits. Hey,
That's it. You can't never do that. All right. We're in the book of Proverbs, chapter 24. You there?
Yeah, I'm there, bro.
Chapter 24, verse what?
No, verse 30.
Verse 30. Book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 30. I went by the field of the slothful.
Of the who?
Of the slothful.
So look, this is a slothful man. He said, look, I went by the field of a slothful man. So this slothful man owns what? Land. He's a slothful man, but he owns land. He said, I went by the field of the slothful. Come on.
And by the vineyard of the man void of understanding.
Come on. This man has no understanding. This man got grapes, but he has no understanding. He can make wine, but has no understanding. Come on.
Verse 31. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns.
Right.
And nettles.
Right.
Had covered the face thereof. And the stone wall thereof was broken down.
So look, it's like he got all this land. With a slothful man got land, he can make grapes, but he ain't taking care of his land. He's not taking care of none of his items that he has. It's being destroyed, just like the wheats and the tares. It's like, look, the tares are trying to grab onto the wheat and choke the life out of the wheat. That's what's going on in his yard right now. Everything that he has, it is being destroyed by thorns and thistles. The wall has fell down. Because now, just think about you. You got a wall that's protecting you, and your wall fall down, and now you have no what? Protection. It's like you're not taking care of your business. Come on.
Verse 32. Then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction.
Come on.
Verse 33. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands.
That's what
sleep.
That's what the slothful people do. That's what they do. They sleep and they slumber, and they always fold their hands. If you see like the old movie show, it's the old man that's on the porch. He got his head down, got his boots up, got his arms folded, and he's rocking in the chair. He's going to sleep. He ain't paying attention to nothing that's going on in the world. These are those kind of people. They don't see nothing that's going on in the world because they sleep. Say they're sleep, slumber, and their hands are folded. Come on.
Verse 34. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth.
Right.
And thy want.
And thy what?
And thy want.
Come on.
As an armed man.
And you see people who they ready for war. They looking for something to happen. They always say, I wish a nigga would. We have to be careful, Israel.
Don't say I wish a cracker.
No, exactly.
That's
exactly. Like bro just said, they don't never say I wish a cracker would.
Any heathen would.
Right.
As Solomon said, like any heathen would say.
It's like, look, we always trying to kill each other. And then we got to stop being hypocritical. Straight up. Just like, look, we live here and saying we need to be out here. If that's what it is, we need to be protesting, marching about us killing us. We don't do that, though. Soon as somebody, if Israel kill Israel, everybody get quiet. They get pushed up under the rug. It's like, no, we should be like that all day long with everybody who killing our people. We need to start killing each other.
Let me add to this.
Go ahead, bro.
Respectfully, not to disagree, but respectfully to edify.
Go ahead.
Because I don't want that, because that will become the norm that the go-to is when y'all don't say nothing about the black on black.
Right, okay, yeah, go ahead, edify. Right, go ahead.
What just happened with Floyd,
exactly.
Little what happened with, you know what I'm saying, Breonna, there, little what happened with all the people that died, you know, Philando, Mike, Tamir, you know what I'm saying, Aaron Gardner, it'll be a little, because don't they go back to, what about black on black crime?
Right.
But listen, what's the dude football Kaepernick? Well, I don't watch football. What's his name that bowed the knee?
Kaepernick. Kaepernick.
We bowed the knee that pissed you off. So now you mad about black on black crime?
Hey man, that was power, man. Hey, that stirred up the whole world, man.
You get what I'm saying? So a bowing knee pisses you off. So whether I'm peaceful or I'm protesting violently or justly, you can't satisfy this heathen because Malcolm X said it. I put it on my page today. The price of freedom is death.
Right.
The spirit of rebellion goes right with the spirit of freedom. Even their own president, we said yesterday, Thomas Jefferson, said that if there is an unjust law, you are obligated to disobey.
Responsibility. Responsible.
So what I'm saying is this, I don't want to get caught. Listen, every nation has nation upon nation crime.
Oh yeah,
Well,
for sure.
Go ahead. No facts.
I look at it like this.
So I'm not gonna let nobody cloud my view or dumb down the way I feel about what's going on in the injustice to cap me off with, you can't talk, you got whole black crime. But they should keep talking about that. No, you're not gonna dumb me down.
No,
Because
I
you
think-
heathens got here by fighting each other.
No, I dig that. I agree with you. I agree with you. And
Oh, I agree. I was just like, shoot, we not.
You was right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, you have just a little wisdom and foresight.
Oh yeah, hey,
And
all
somebody
praises.
that used that.
Against me.
I look at it like this. I'm gonna whoop my child. Don't you touch my child.
Now listen, me and you the same age.
You know what I'm
I grew up in
saying?
the same school, different parts of the world. Now in my world, nigga, I got my ass whooped by the neighbors, the teacher.
Yes, bro.
And then my parents got told I got my ass whooped when him came home.
But you know
Right.
what I'm saying though.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So what I'm and for the simple,
The simple.
you know what I'm saying, is
Now
this.
you thinking. 'Cause
Is
you have to
this.
watch out for the simple
Yeah,
minded thing.
is this.
Mm-hmm.
That when I say that I'm gonna whoop my child, okay, well, if we are killing each other, then that's an in-house situation. You know what I'm saying?
What can I find in the script?
David, you know what I'm saying? Had the reason why we're killing each other and stuff like that. What you and Mally went over through,
Depart from the house.
what you and Mally went through, we over here arguing amongst each other. Moses was like, you know, hey, what y'all doing? And then he was like, bam.
Right. See, he
But-
didn't go in there and slew him.
No,
He
Right,
tried
he's-
to holler at them because it's in-house.
Yeah.
But when you smite my brother,
then
It's a problem, yeah.
That was a problem. You know what I'm saying?
off
And
your head.
we all should have that
Mentality.
exactly. We all should have that mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? But what my brother's saying is also true to as well.
Absolutely.
You know,
as I said,
no doubt.
edifying.
Right.
I'm saying he's wrong by no means.
No doubt.
Because if I don't check you about hurting us, then why am I even checking the heat about hurting us? But I don't want them to cap me with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they'll do.
Right.
Exactly.
They already doing it on Facebook right
Yeah,
now.
no doubt. And not they. We talking about our own people doing that.
Yes. Thanks.
Our own.
Yeah.
See, our own people, because our own people are looking for reasons to continue to sit, sit on their hands and to continue to duck down and not do nothing. So that's why they say, well, what did he do? Well, what did you know what I'm saying? They always looking for well, what was the reason why this, that, and the third? Well, look, ain't no reason, you know what I'm saying, for is good enough for a person to get killed if there ain't a dead person right next to that person that he done killed, there ain't no reason for this brute to be dead.
No traffic stop is warranted by an arrest or death. I said again, there's no traffic stop, no moving violation that has a penalty of jail or death unless it's a DWI or DUI. Right?
Right.
Give you my violation and send you about your way. Right. That's how that posted.
It's a lot, bro.
That little 21-year-old boy that just pulled over and had him on the ground, he's screaming, I'm scared. Why you pulling me over? Man, ain't you out all guns with that little dude?
Yeah.
So his grandmama, 90 years old, came outside. And then they knocked her over. The whole neighborhood should have been over there. What?
You ain't gonna consider,
Because they
God.
it's just like, look, what they trying to do is they trying to instill that fear in us of them.
There you go.
They trying to instill the fear.
There you go, bro.
It's like, nah, like, look, if we take that fear that they trying to instill in us and have that fear of the Most High in our mind, they ain't got a chance. They don't have a chance.
No chance.
At all.
I'm gonna read that verse 32 in the book of
What's
Proverbs.
the precepts you bust out yesterday?
Let me just read this one. I was plenty of precepts in my head, man. Let me read this one again, though. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 32. Like he saw in verse 31, he saw all what was going on with his vineyard.
Right.
And then what he say? Then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. So he saw. Like, I would never do that. Like you might say, I'm not finna let you cap me and water me down and dumb me down with nothing.
He had to consider.
Yeah, he considered it like,
and he
like
received instructions.
And he did what?
Received instructions.
What will we receive our instructions?
Right.
The script.
Man, all on one accord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We all, all right, there was no portion. Salakia, anybody online, I apologize. There was no portion that nobody was saying was wrong. We just want to make sure we cover our bases.
Oh yeah, right. Cover each other.
Congregation of thought.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what makes the body.
Nobody is gonna grab y'all up while I'm around.
No.
I'm on record. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna happen on my watch. My wife hates to talk, but she has to have that talk.
Yeah,
And she understands.
And NehemiYAH tell me all the time, thou was not walking while on my watch.
You're not.
For real.
He ain't going very well. And I'm a Hebrew. We walk, boy. You know what I'm saying? But not today.
I came from the rocket church down the street.
He's the old man on the porch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a good one.
All praise. But look, the understanding needed to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is. Like sometimes it's what one person can't. What word I'm looking for? Edify. Somebody else can come behind and edify more. We one body.
That's what
like we have each other back.
The scripture tell us,
hey, we're gonna go to John chapter.
Guess what? He gonna break it. He gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring the scripture out, man. Bring the scripture out. He know, like Moses and Aaron. Moses had like a speech impediment or something.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So what he do? Aaron gonna be your man.
Yeah.
Aaron gonna be the guy. He gonna speak for you. You bring it out, and Aaron gonna say it. Then since you got to
look at the deeper parts of the scripture, actually had Miriam speaking to the people.
Mm-hmm.
So Aaron was speaking to Pharaoh, Miriam was speaking to the people, and Moses was giving both of them instructions. That's why she had that old fit. That's like she's the only one who speak to God. Well, that's some okay.
Yeah, come boy.
The quarter of the crowd, boy. Boy,
might as well turn to different colors.
Man, that number's 12. Yeah, boy. Boy.
None of that. You want something too, Ern? No.
Please let not the sin come down upon us.
Let's get it.
Boy, come on, bring it out.
John chapter 6, verse 1.
Yeah, let's bring it out. John.
You want me to talk to him like you want me to teach him like how you white folk? No.
Told you about
coming around. You're like, all of them, they can't like grass.
We up. That's where we going after this.
Hallelujah.
Bring it out.
Hey, John chapter 6. We're gonna start at verse 1 through 13.
John chapter 6, verse 1.
Come on with it.
After these things, Yahshua went out over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias. And a great multitude followed him because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were deceived.
Remember, we said, look, our people have to be visual people. So they saw the work, they saw his miracles, and they said, look, the Most High is with him. That's where we're going. And it says a great multitude of people. So that means it was a lot of people. Come on.
Yahshua went up into the mountain, and there he sat with his disciples.
Come on.
And the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was nigh. When Yahshua then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he said unto Philip, whence shall we buy bread that these may eat?
Come on. So look, all these people coming up to MINISTRIES. So he talking to Philip. He like, all right, where we gonna get some bread from so we can feed all these people? Come on.
And this he said to prove him.
To test him. He's testing Philip. He's testing Philip. He's testing him. He's trying to show him submission to the will of the Father, trying to show him submission, trying to show him faith. Come on.
For he himself knew what he would do.
Christ already knew. Come on.
Philip answered him, 200 penny worth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little.
Take what?
May take a little.
Come on.
One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon, Peter's brother, said unto him, there is a lad here, which have 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes.
Right.
But what are they among so many?
So look, notice it says it's a lad, right? It says it's a lad. So that means somebody who was younger than them. Call him a lad. Now they're getting what they need to feed the group of people from a lad or somebody who's little. Come on. So it's saying, look, you can look, like we said earlier, look, I learned from my children. I watch how they move and I learn through them. Simon Peter said, look, it's a young guy out here. He got some barley and 2 fishes. So now they're getting what they need to feed the congregation of people from somebody little. Come on.
And Yahushua said, make the men sit down.
Right.
Now there was much grass in the place. So the men sat down, in number about 5,000.
Come on, that's 5,000 people. Come on.
And Yahushua took the loaves.
Right.
And when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes as much as they would.
Come on.
When they were filled.
When they was what?
When they were filled.
All 5,000 people got fed off. A loaf of bread and 2 fish. That's a little. That's a little bit. All these people got fed off a loaf of bread and 2 fish.
And it's a perfect example of the totality of scripture. They got fed spiritually and
physically. Facts. Because if you look at it, the Spirit moved upon Christ, right? And he broke bread with these people, and all these people got fed. That's like right, yeah, most definitely. Because it's like and they got fed because it says the Jews' Passover was at hand.
So you already know Jerusalem is jam-packed because that's one of the 3 feasts that we have to come up and keep.
Right. And we have to keep it.
We have to keep it. Tabernacle, Pentecost,
and Passover.
Start that 12 over again now.
Come on. Verse
When
12.
they were filled, he said unto his disciples, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost.
Come on.
Therefore, they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with fragments of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten.
That's it. He had leftover food from a loaf of bread and 2 fish.
That's how it be though down here. There'll be so much food that be left over.
Feed the people both spiritually and physically.
Yeah.
You already ate from the word.
That's what we
do.
He
is the word.
So you eat after the fact. Get the spiritual food first.
And then that's why I be so much left over. That's why I be so much food left over, because everybody is already in the spirit.
Yep.
Already.
It'd be super food.
And guess what? Remember we was outside in the back. Yeah, we had a couple of little drinks. We came back. Oh man, we ain't even get. I ain't dealing with you no more. And it was still food left. It was still food left. Thought we was out of there.
Nah, still food, man. Because everybody getting fed spiritually. All right, this is the last scripture we're gonna go to, and then we're gonna end it with Psalm 17. So we're gonna go to Judges chapter 7. We're gonna do 1 through 8, I believe.
Mhm.
And then Nehemiah said whole chapter. Let's get it.
25 verses, baby. Let's get it.
All right,
It's
so
the book of Judges. Well,
Yeah.
everybody getting some understanding. Drop that 12 in the chat.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. It's the book of Judges, chapter 7, verse 1. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon,
right.
and all the people that were with him,
Mm-hmm.
rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh.
So go ahead.
In the valley.
So look, they getting ready for war. They getting ready for war. And this is Gideon. They finna go to war with the Midianites.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they rose up early. It didn't say they rose up late. It said, look, they rose up early, ready for war.
Midianites, Amalekites, and other nations from the east.
Right.
Well, it was up in there deep.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the angel of the Lord told us that, man, you
Yeah, you.
gonna have that?
Go handle that.
Hey.
Big task.
Go handle that.
Ain't gonna handle it. So
Then
that.
I love the fact.
All right, come on.
Verse 2.
Come on.
And the Most High said unto Gideon,
Come on.
the people that are with thee
Uh-huh.
are too many for me to give the Midianites.
Look, now look at what the Most High said. He said, you got too many people with you. You got too many people with you. If you finna go to war, you got too many people with you.
When have you ever heard that?
When have you ever heard that before? Ever. We say it's strength in numbers. The Most High said, you got too many numbers. You got too many people. Come on.
I'm going to start it over. Verse 2. And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give to the Midianites into their hands.
Right.
Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me.
Saying, making it seem like they the ones who did it. Right? He said, nah, If I leave all them people with you, Israel gonna say they did it. They took down the Midianites. He said, nah, not gonna happen, Captain. Not on my watch. He gets the praise and the glory, not man. He already told you the battle is not yours. It's his. We just in the army.
Instruments of war?
That's it. Come on, verse 3. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Go ahead, bro.
Same.
Oh, wait a minute, bro. You got
Then,
some.
it's kind of like, like the class that I had just did about why the Most High allows it. See, the Most High will take what you got going on. He'll drop a miracle in that deal so that he gets the glory. You gonna get your glory in it. You know what I'm saying? But because when God does something for you, it brings you out of something that you just could not get out of by yourself, and you got out of it, and the Lord made a way through that, you're going to go run and tell it.
Right.
And that's how the Most High name is still in this earth and Yahushua to this day, because of the mighty works they do every day in people's lives, and the mighty work they did physically when he was here 2,000 years ago, and when the Most High touched down and threw Adam down here. You know what I'm saying? Let's go 6,000 years.
Right.
But it's the works that he do. People talk about one stood against many. One had a revolution against the whole world. One man came and followed the whole world. One man followed the whole nation. You know what I'm saying? And when you hear these type of stories, it's like, man, one man slew a giant. Man, who God? That's the God of Abraham. Because your question, who God is that?
Right.
That's the God of Abraham.
It's Jake. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, little boy.
Ooh, that boy. That's my God.
My Elohim.
Aggressiveness.
Yes, sir.
Second half of verse 2.
Come on.
Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hands have saved me.
That's right.
Verse 3. Now therefore go to, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead.
He said, look, those who scared, he could have even been talking to Gideon. We know Gideon was like
little doubtful.
Yeah, a little doubtful. It seemed like he was a little fearful.
Can you put a little do on this side?
Right.
Can you do on
Oh,
this
that's
side?
it, right.
Can you do me a little trick right here?
Like, nah, just too many excuses. He said, nah, hey, look, those who are afraid and get excuses, tell them go home.
You weed them out.
He said, look, go home. So that's why Israel, when you see a lot of people who start off with you, they don't finish with you, it's because the Most High said, look, they need to go home. If you scared, what they say, stay on the porch. So he said, look, if they scared and they're afraid, if they ain't ready for this war and they ain't ready for this battle, they need to go home. Come on.
And the return of the people 20 and 2,000. And there remain 10,000.
So they started off with 32,000 people. When he said, whoever's scared and afraid, go back home. 22,000 people went back home. Wow. That's more than half.
More than half. That's 2/3.
Wow, I just tripped off that.
Yeah, that's 2/3.
It's 2/3.
All right, let's get it. Verse 4.
Come on.
And the Most High said unto Gideon,
What'd he say?
the people are yet too many.
He said, you still got too many people, Gideon. You got 10,000 people. You got too many people. Come on.
Bring them down unto the water.
Bring them
and
to
I
the
will
what?
try them for thee there.
So he said, look, you got 10,000 people. You got too many people still. Look, bring these 10,000 people down to the water, and I'm going to test everybody down here at the water. Come on.
Right? And it shall be that the whole that be
Come on, slow down.
I'm Levite, right? And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. And the same, it says, the same shall go with thee, and of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee. The same shall not go.
So he said, look, whoever I say is ready for war, you take him with you. Whoever I tell you they ain't, leave them there. Come on. Verse 5, what did it say?
Verse 5. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Most High said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself.
He said, look, whoever, it's just like war. If we at war and the water's in front of us, if you get down there and you down there drinking water like a dog, you ain't ready for war. You ain't paying attention to nothing that's around you because your head is down into the water. When you look at a lion, when they go down there to get their water, they crash down, they lick the water, but they looking around. They looking around, seeing who's around them, seeing the zeals and the other animals in the jungle with them. But these men down there drinking water like a dog. Come on.
Likewise, everyone that bowed down upon his knees to drink.
So that's the person who go to war. He said, look, those are the ones you take, because they go down to the water, they got one knee down on the water, and they taking the other hand and they just taking their one scoop and they drinking the water, but they paying attention to everything that's around them. Those are the men that's ready for war.
So like I saw when we brought out a beautiful precept.
I broke out a precept.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 30. How should one chase 1,000 and put 10,000 to fight? Except the rock had sold them, and the Most High had shut them up. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's nice. We're in verse 6.
Come on.
Here's the book of Judges, chapter 7, verse 6. And the number of them lapped, put up their hand to their mouth, were 300 men.
Look, he started off with 10,000 men at the water. He started off with 10,000 men at the water. The Most High said, when you go down there to the water, I'm going to test everybody who's drinking of this water. They're just like us now. When we come to Christ, he's the living water. He's testing every single body. You're like, nah, look, they ain't ready. This person is not ready. That person is not ready. Now you wondering why, like, you don't see this person no more. This person don't come around no more. This person is this or this person that, because they was tested and they failed the mission.
I don't want that foot or that pinky toe. I don't want that arm.
No,
Right.
you got to keep it pushing, keep it pushing. So the Most High, he's down there testing them with the water. They started off with 10,000 men. He told Gideon, okay, look, now you just lost 7,700 men. Now you only got 300 men. They started off with 32,000 men. Now he's going to war with 300 men. Come on.
Right. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knee to drink water.
Come on.
Verse 7. And the Most High said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped, will I save you.
Come on.
And deliver the Midianites into thine hand.
Come on.
And let all the other people go every man to his place.
He said, look, all the 7,700 men, let them go home. Come on.
Right? That's how they brought up that 300. You're right. Verse 8. So the people took victuals in their hand and their trumpets.
Right.
And he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and retained those 300 men. And the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley.
Come on, keep going.
Verse 9. And it came to pass the same night that the Most High said unto him, arise, get thee down into the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand.
All right, so we just hold it there. Then you know, like, look, they started off with 32,000 men, ended up with 10,000 men, then ended up with 300 men, and then they went to war and won. They beat a battle with 300 men. Then you know, like, we have strength in numbers, but also the little numbers that you have, you can take down armies. Yeah. Yeah, with that being said, yeah, and of course you know the Most High with him, because every time you look up, it said the Most High said, he's speaking to him. Now, you know, look, the Most High is with him.
And another thing, what he did, he sent all them away because he didn't even want that sacrifice to be that big. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and I already know how they gonna do. They ain't gonna be on one accord. Send them home. You know?
It just say, like, man, look, you see it all the time. Like, man, what I be doing, every time I go to the crib, I live on the back road. So I always look at all the dead animals on the street, and I calculate the animals or whatnot. And I always think about, like, Israel in general. Like, when I see like a dead possum or a dead raccoon or a dead squirrel or a dead bird or a dead deer, I'd be like, dang, they didn't cross over. They didn't make it. So it just, like, Israel, we have to cross over. Everybody won't cross over. So when I see these animals, I'm like, dang, they straight didn't get to cross over to make it to the other side, and they got killed.
That's basically like at the beginning of the lesson. We talking about the spider, the ant.
Right. Like, you learn in nature until, like, Most High show you so much through nature. You be like, dang.
Hey, look, ain't no animal can they fight to the death. They don't play.
And they
Why
know
when we get to us and we supposed to be talking the food chain, we play.
And for real, they actually know when trouble comes.
Yeah.
But Israel,
They gave me extra sense.
most of Israel, man, don't consider that, man.
Consider.
They do not consider that, man. That's Isaiah 1:3, man. They do not consider that they about to cross that road and don't see that Mack truck coming. You understand, man? That's real, man. Like Uriel said, man, he considering these animals, which they know, but they didn't make it.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, with that being said, family, put some sevens up in the room. Make sure everybody got some understanding. We don't want to accord. You said what, bro?
I said, I put my seven.
He said, gotta pay him.
You gotta pay for that one, bro. Yeah, good lesson, good class, brother.
No, all praise.
All praise. Yes. Well, we had Psalms. You say you gonna go to
Psalm 17?
17, yeah.
Psalm 7. I think I read Psalm 17 coming in.
No, that was Psalm 7.
Anybody tell me about that 37? Man, ooh, that sounds 37, bro. We'll do it on the next class. We'll get it in.
All right, 17.
Yeah, it's already in there. And I turned to Psalms 37. Hey, man, the spirit.
Go with it, man.
The spirit. Dang.
All right, so we're gonna end it with Psalms
17.
17. All right, with Most High's permission, let's get it done.
Yep. Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, bro.
All praises.
If thou don't mind, this.
I can. Sitting there like it was gonna come to me anyway.
You wait for it to come.
Yeah, I sure was. I ain't gonna need. All right, let's get it. The book of Psalms, chapter 17, with the Most High's permission. Hear the right, O Most High. Attend unto my cry. Give ear unto my prayer that goeth not out of feigned lips. Verse 2. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence. Let thine eyes behold the things which are equal. Verse 3. Thou hast proved mine heart. Thou hast visited me in the night. Thou hast tried me and shalt find nothing. I am purposed that my mouth shall not transgress. Verse 4. Concerning the works of men, by the word of thy lips, I have kept me from the paths of the destroyer. Verse 5. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. Verse 6. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me, O Yahweh. Incline thy ear unto me, and hear my speech. Verse 7. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by thy right hand, them which put their trust in thee. Fro those that rise up against them, keep me. Verse 8. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadows of thy wings. Verse 9. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies, who compass up me about. Verse 10. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. Verse 11. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Verse 12. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion jerking in secret places. Verse 13. Arise, O Most High, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Verse 15. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Hallelujah. Selah. Yahu. Hallelujah. All praises and glory and honor goes to the Most High.
You gotta bring that you gotta get that climax up to it, you know what I'm saying, next time, okay?
Well, I don't know what I do.
Just can't leave it on there, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Bring the climax up to it.
Shalom, family.
Climax. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking like what I
I
missed.
pray everybody got some understanding, man, and
Yes.
Most High be with all us in spirit and in truth. Enjoy y'all Shabbat as it approaches.
So coming, y'all.
And then Lord's will will be at y'all sooner than later.
And y'all, my brothers and sisters, real quick, I just want to.
No, go ahead.
We are living in a trying time right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, we have experienced in the past, you know, rioting, this, that, and the third. We know that Jacob's trouble is coming. So I encourage all of y'all, you know, that are not, you know, from this area, from wherever perspective or wherever respective areas that you are at, to hold on to brothers and sisters of like-minded spirits and come together, you know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, we don't know when they're going to lock things down. You know what I'm saying? We don't know when Jacob's trouble is going to hit. It might come up, you know, smoothly or whatever, or it might come, you know what I'm saying, quickly. So I encourage y'all, you know, to stay in your scriptures, but you guys need to start gathering yourselves together with like-minded Hebrews, you know what I'm saying? And real talk, you know, all that Joseph's the father, you know, reincarnation, all that stuff or whatever. Not we'll talk about that, you know what I'm saying, when Hamashiach comes. But for right now, y'all, you know what I'm saying, real talk. If I'm just one person, I believe that Joseph is not the father, and there's 50 of brothers that believe that Joseph is the father, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not dealing with y'all because y'all believe that Joseph is the father. And guess what's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna get tore out the frames, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, when I trying to hold on to my little water, you know, food and stuff like that solo. You know what I mean? So I encourage y'all, man, you know what I'm saying, to gather together, because truth be told, you know, it's about to be ugly out here. And when it gets ugly out here, because it says the tribulation is going to come that the world has never seen before.
Right.
You did? Tribulation's going to come, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all better start gathering yourselves together, you know what I mean? And all this other stuff that what you think it is and all that stuff or whatever. Man, leave that for the birds, bro. Leave it for the birds, man. Because we all we got, man. You did? We all we got. And you single sisters and stuff like that or whatever. I'm not telling you to jump on some Negro's lap and stuff like that, but come up with, holler at your uncles or your brothers and stuff or whatever or not. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be all lovey-dovey and have a husband and stuff, but you got to have a brother over you though.
Elders of the church.
You know what I'm saying? Elders, yeah, thank you, bro. Elders of the church. So find a congregation, you know what I'm saying, that you can rock with, because pretty soon you might get rocked solo. Hallelujah. Again, like we said, we hope to see you sooner than later, man. And happy Pentecost too, man.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
That's the Hebrew back.
When he comes, he's gonna teach us all